Hello, true duelists. YGO Strats here in a sweater I haven't worn since I was 15 years old because I don't care. Thanks. Welcome to this episode of whatever Wednesday is. Title in progress. Today I'm talking about a deck that has recently come about in the popular conscious of Yugi tubing, and that is Ghost Trick. But unlike MBT and his desire to win duels, I'm going to be talking about Ghost Trick in the capacity that you're just going to be playing Ghost Trick. Not really as much of that whole winning thing that all the cool kids are talking about at the top tables. No, Ghost Trick, I truthfully have not played this deck since 2013 when I acquired far too much Shadow Specters for any one man to ever know what to do with. And because in particular, Ghost Trick Spectre is one of my favorite card arts ever. It is so stupid looking. I just adore it. I don't have any intention to get a Yu-Gi-Oh tattoo, but if I was gonna get a pointless Yu-Gi-Oh tattoo, that's high on the mark of what would end up on my left ass cheek or some horribly unfortunate end of the sentence. No, Ghost Trick are an interesting deck because their entire gimmick is designed to not be remotely playable in a year after 2005, despite the fact that they were printed in 2013. The other weird thing about them is they keep getting support. I don't know why this archetype is so huge relative to some other decks, but it just is. So let's just jump into it because Philip DeFranco or some other meme. Ghost Tricks are a series of fiends, zombies, and spellcasters based on whether or not they are 1, 3, or 2 in that particular order. All your level 1s are fiends, all your level 2s are spellcasters, and all your level 3s are zombies. Each of them has a weird restriction that you can't normal summon them unless there is already a face-up Ghost Trick on the field, meaning your turn 1 play is always to set a monster. This was recently changed with the release of the Link monster, which has the weird clause to be summoned using a set Ghost Trick, just breaking the Link mechanic purely so that you can try to unbreak this deck. I don't have my hands on that card yet, like I said, 2013, but it is out there and I'm aware of it. Might try it out sometime. Rapid fire through the monsters. Jiangshi is the Rhoda of sorts. When flipped face up, it will search a Ghost Trick whose level is equal to or less than the total number of face up Ghost Tricks. So when you're going on your turn, typically you want to flip it third because it'll get you access to the full deck. Or if you're just playing this as an engine like it always has been and probably should be, then you're just going to flip it and search off one of the good level 1s. Namely, Spectre is a solid level 1. It will summon itself in face down defense when a Ghost Trick monster you control is destroyed and then draw you a card. Lantern can be discarded to negate an attack on you directly or on a Ghost Trick you control. And Jack Frost, I believe, saw play in Monarchs because it targets a monster and sets it face down before negating that attack. Those are your 3 level 1s and your good stuffs. Other cards that are good particularly in Ghost Trick include Mary, who can be discarded when you take damage to special summon a Ghost Trick face down from your deck, just to get out your whole little engine. Ghost Trick Mummy is an extra normal summon while it's on the field, and Stein searches a spell or trap when it deals battle damage. Cool. Ghost Trick Witch is a Book of Moon, but speed spell 1, and I remember Neko Natsume was also a card, but I don't have it in front of me, so we're not talking about it. The last one I played, purely to annoy my friends, was Skellington. Skeleton here was my first ever acknowledgement of the concept of banishing face down. I remember beating my friend's Medolce deck somehow because he just let me run rampant for too long and I was milling the top 5 of his deck, and I hit enough combo pieces that he wasn't able to win, which it only happened once, and afterwards they never wanted to play against Ghost Trick again because something about valuing time and duels going on for way too long, which is exactly what Ghost Trick did, because my unironic tech was Swords of Concealing Light to Book of Moon everything, because Ghost Trick Mansion, we're just flying through this shit here, allows you to attack directly if all monsters are set, regardless, both sides of the field, and Ghost Trick monsters are the only ones that deal full damage. Everyone else deals half. So it's a high risk, high reward sort of play. There are 2 other field spells that did good things too, and I never played them and I'm not talking about them. One of them searches, the other one also exists. Do with that information what you will, because I'm too lazy to do anything myself. Ghost Trick Vanish was cute because it made it so your face down monsters and your ghost tricks were untargetable and indestructible. Yep, that's correct, untargetable and indestructible. And show Alucard, who is the boss of sorts. And Ghost Trick Scare, which was the primary annoyance. This card was my favorite little trap, primarily because it shows Spectre in just another stupid pose, and I love that card, but also because it was incredibly annoying. You would flip face up some number of ghost tricks and then flip face down some number of your opponent's monsters, ideally in the battle phase or whatever, after they can't be flipped face up again, because maybe they were summoned that turn or they attacked or whatever. So annoying, so fun, and so cute, which is really what the deck is going for at all times. Other cards I picked up and teched in but never actually got around to playing include Ghost Trick Knight, which says that while you control a ghost trick, the opponent can't flip summon, which is horribly mean and a useless floodgate in most circumstances, but when it goes off, it feels like it'd be annoying, and that's what this deck is. And lastly is Ghost Trick Break, which basically tags out. When one of your ghost tricks is destroyed, you summon 2 from your graveyard, just to continue to prolong the duel and your inevitable defeat, as is the case. And then lastly is Needle Sealing, because this was, like Swords of Concealing Light, a coincidentally good card that comboed well with ghost tricks. Because I'd have all my monsters set anyway, so they wouldn't be destroyed, and then basically it's discount Torrential Tribute at a time when they had limited Torrential Tribute. The last thing I played in 2013 was Heat Wave, which is unsleeved because I took it out because nobody wanted to deal with that bullshit. Because Heat Wave makes it so that neither player can normal or special summon an effect monster. You effectively super scythe lock them. But the interesting thing is, did you know that a flip summon does not count as a normal summon or a special? Yeah, turn 1 you could Heat Wave, set a Ghost Trick Yangshi, and then on your next turn you can flip it up and get your searches and all that, but the opponent won't be able to do a damn thing. Which is horrible. It's a horrible card, no one liked it. I can't believe I got away with playing it for any amount of time. The last 2 cards that are in front of me are cards I actually pulled from packs of Bach. I can't remember what the name of that set was. I don't care. Either way, they did recently get some support, including Ghost Trick Siren here. Siren is the first level 4, which is interesting because apparently those are fairies in the deck. This is news to me. I'm learning that in real time as I film. When normal or flip summoned, it mills 2, and then if you milled a Ghost Trick card, you can activate one of 2 effects. You can either add a Ghost Trick spell or trap from your deck to your hand, or you can Book of Moon, an effect monster from the opponent. Neat. The other card is the good one. It's Ghost Trick or Treat. This is a hilarious card that requires you to either have a Ghost Trick field spell or the Link monster. You target a monster from the opponent and then one of 2 things happens. Either its effects are negated, it can't attack, and it is flipped face down during the end phase, or the opponent will pay 2,000 life points, negate this card's effect, and it will just reset itself to be activated again on the next turn. It's essentially take 2,000 damage from the opponent, but if you're late enough into the game where they can't afford to do that, it is a hell of a turn ender, provided you hit the right card. And that's everything I've got in front of me. Ghost Trick are a really weird deck because they're clearly meant to be goofy. They're a deck that dedicated to the theme in regards to throwing practicality out of the window so that you can be like, no, I get it, because they're jump scaring you. They peekaboo. They all turtle themselves into face down defense once per turn. They can do that, and then when they flip face up, they go bleh, and they do their thing, and then at the ideal, they're flipped back face down during your main phase 2. That's the whole gimmick of the deck. I haven't even gone over the Xyz monsters. Duelahan cuts attack in half. So cute bosses. A card and it eats up zones. Alucard is an MST. It's like an MST, but it's not speed spell 2. And Angel of Mischief is a Rhoda for your spell and trap, but also an alt win con if you can ever manage that in Ghost Trick. It searches the spell and trap. Now there's also Ghost Trick Shot and some other cards that I haven't read yet because I haven't bothered to pick up the cards to make this playable again because it's Ghost Trick. It's just not known for being a particularly good deck. As I said, it's a gimmick first and a playable thing second. But Spectre's really fucking cute and it's goofy. I really love that it is a deck dedicated to its theme. It at least feels different playing this than every other deck in the game. Flip effects are notoriously bad. The best flip deck in the game is actually a fusion deck, and all the flip monsters have effects when sent to the graveyard by card effect. The flip effect aspect of Shadal's isn't really brought up or all that important, not nearly compared to its graveyard effects. Beyond that, I mean, Crawler's playable in some capacity, or Tindangle is a series of cards I'm aware exists, but these really aren't ever doing anything in any serious capacity. Ghost Trick aren't either, but at least they aren't trying to be a combo deck using flip effects as the means. They're just trying to be a goofy haunted house of a deck, which I like. It's cool to see Yu-Gi-Oh! Doing some different things, even if it isn't always the most competitively viable thing. If every deck was just some variant of the best thing ever, the game wouldn't really be all that exciting to me. And also, at the very least, I get to see Ghost Trick Spectre and maybe one day tattoo it on my left ass cheek or some other horrible way to end the sentence. That's really all I have to say about them. They're Ghost Tricks. I've recorded a video and I now have to go edit it. So thank you so much for watching. My name's Yug Yug, the Doug Jug. YGO Strats here as always. Like and subscribe, leave a comment if you believe that you know exactly what deck Jeff Dunham would play that isn't Gimmick Puppets, because there's really only one deck for the man Dunham. I'll tell you what. Thank you, true duelists.